You know that feeling when you finally get that very first real paycheck? I mean, it might not be massive, but man, it feels absolutely huge. For the first time, you've got absolute control. You can finally buy things without asking anyone for permission. Upgrade the phone, grab dinner out without checking your bank app twice, maybe even look into financing a brand new bike or a car. And you tell yourself, hey, I worked hard for this. I deserve it. And honestly, you absolutely do. But as we unpack this explainer together, we really need to look at a kind of strange phenomenon. See, 10 years from now, some folks making totally average salaries will quietly become financially free and completely stable, while others earning double will be constantly stressed and anxious about money. Same decade, same economy, sometimes literally the exact same starting salary. So that brings us to a pretty big question. Why do high earners still feel broke? Most of us assume the biggest financial mistake you make in your 20s is just, not investing early enough or maybe racking up credit card debt. But the real trap is actually way deeper than that. It's this fundamental misunderstanding that almost everyone falls into without even noticing. And honestly, once you see this hidden trap, I promise you, you're going to start spotting it everywhere.
The whole issue really boils down to income versus wealth. Think of it as the difference between a leaky funnel and a locked vault. When we first start earning, we're naturally hyper-focused on the funnel, right? Like how much money is flowing in. But we rarely stop to ask about the vault, how much money is actually staying. Psychologically, these are completely different games. And the thing is, modern life is perfectly designed to make you obsessed with the funnel while it quietly dismantles your vault.
This kind of wealth destruction happens through something called lifestyle inflation. Basically, it's when every single income upgrade slowly morphs into a permanent fixed expense. You get a raise, boom, you upgrade your apartment. Get a bonus, suddenly you need a pricier wardrobe. Now, none of this is inherently evil, but it is incredibly dangerous because it disguises itself as success. You feel like you're totally winning at life, but really, you've just cranked up the speed on your financial treadmill.
Let's picture two hypothetical friends, Rahul and Aman. They both start out earning 50,000 rupees a month at age 23. So, what's Rahul's strategy? Well, he upgrades his lifestyle first. Every time his income jumps, his spending jumps right along with it. A new car at 25, a luxury apartment at 27. Aman, on the other hand, well, he enjoys life too, but his very first move after a raise is to water his money tree. He secures his investments first, and only then does he adjust his lifestyle with what's left.
Fast forward a few years, Rahul is now pulling in a seriously impressive 1.5 lakh per month. Society looks at him and says, wow, that guy made it. But behind closed doors, he is chained to really expensive EMIs, countless subscriptions, and these massive social obligations. At the end of every single month, despite his awesome income, he feels completely broke. He's literally trapped by his own upgrades. So why does Rahul keep doing this to himself? It's something called hedonic adaptation. Our brains are basically hardwired to get bored of improvements extremely quickly. That dream phone you dropped half a month's salary on? Yeah, it's practically a dinosaur to your brain after 2 weeks. That luxury apartment just becomes the place I sleep after a few months. Your brain adapts and then immediately craves the next hit of excitement. Tying your happiness to constant lifestyle upgrades is just an endless, exhausting cycle.
And this cycle is deeply fueled by the visibility trap. Think about it for a second. Society heavily rewards what it can see. Everyone compliments your new car, your branded clothes, or that flashy watch. But absolutely nobody throws you a party for your automatically deducting SIPs or the deep roots of a fully funded emergency account. Because of this, we naturally start spending money purely for social proof, instead of focusing on personal, long-term value. And let's be totally honest here. Social media has amplified this to unprecedented, completely dangerous levels. You open an app and suddenly you want things you didn't even know existed 5 minutes ago. Artificial desires quickly turn into very real, very artificial expenses that just drain your bank account. To track this and protect yourself, try using the 48-hour cart rule. When you feel an emotional urge to buy something you saw online, put it in the cart and just close the app. If you still logically need it 48 hours later, go for it, buy it. If not, well, you just successfully tracked and dodged an emotional impulse.
Okay, let's pivot to the incredible, hidden advantage you possess right now in your 20s. It is all about time. If you start at 22, investing just 5,000 rupees a month leads to explosive compound growth. But if you wait until 32 to invest that exact same amount, you are going to seriously struggle to catch up, even if you invest for decades longer. Compound growth is exactly like planting a tree. Time does all the heavy lifting for you, which makes your 20s literally the cheapest time in your entire life to build wealth.
Now, I want to be super clear about something. Money is a tool. It's not a prison. The goal here isn't to lock away every single rupee, skip out on life experiences, and just be miserable doing it. Some folks do go to that extreme, and honestly, they end up just as unhappy. The actual goal we're aiming for with this explainer is a massive shift toward intentional spending. We want to unlock the cage and build a staircase instead. To start spending intentionally, you really have to recognize your emotional spending triggers. The reality is, most financial mistakes in your 20s are just emotional decisions wearing a logical mask. We buy things to mask our insecurities, or to fit in with a certain crowd, or just to escape work stress. And modern marketing, oh, they know this perfectly. They aren't just selling you a watch, they are selling you the identity of a successful person. But getting that temporary emotional relief usually just creates long-term financial pressure.
So how exactly do we break free and manage this? Well, here is the intentional spending playbook. It's a really simple 3-step method to use the minute your income rises. Step 1, secure the raise and acknowledge the win. Step 2, immediately increase your investments. Like, do this before you even get used to having that extra cash in your account. And step 3, adapt your lifestyle to whatever is left. By doing this, you still get to enjoy the raise, but you've safely separated your fixed lifestyle costs from your wealth building.
When you're out there in the real world and you're tempted to make a big purchase driven by social validation, I want you to stop and ask yourself this one ultimate mentor question. Does this purchase increase my freedom or reduce it? Just let that sink in for a second. Does financing that car tie you to a job you hate for the next 5 years? Or does saving that money give you the breathing room to take a massive risk on a career you actually love? This single question completely transforms how you view every financial decision. Because honestly, this is what true wealth actually buys you. It isn't about looking rich. It's about owning your time. It's the power to leave a toxic job. It's having the safety net to take bold risks and the space to handle life's inevitable emergencies without going into a total panic. It gives you the ultimate superpower, the ability to say no. Money gives you flexibility long before it ever gives you luxury. So you're facing a massive trade-off in this decade of your life. Visible success versus invisible stability. Chasing visible success, the flashy cars and the constant upgrades, it feels great right now. But it almost always creates incredibly stressful lives later on. Invisible stability, on the other hand, things like budgeting, building emergency funds, investing quietly, it's completely boring at first. But those boring, invisible habits, those are exactly what build incredibly exciting, free, and totally unburdened lives later on.
Now, you might be thinking to yourself, hey, I'll figure all this out when I finally make more money. But remember this absolutely crucial rule. Behavior scales. A leaky bucket does not get fixed by pouring more water into it. More income doesn't magically fix poor habits. It usually just magnifies them. If you're an impulsive spender with 50,000 rupees, earning 5 lakh just means larger, way more expensive impulsive decisions. You are training your financial behavior right now, today. True wealth is rarely built in one dramatic stroke of luck. It's built through hundreds of tiny, quiet decisions that you barely even notice at the time. The coffee you didn't buy just to impress someone, the lifestyle upgrade you intentionally delayed, the unnecessary debt you just walked away from. So the next time you're about to swipe your card for some present comfort, don't ask, can I afford this? Instead, challenge yourself, what is this costing my future? Make those small decisions count and start building your lasting freedom.